Well, hello, farming friends. Welcome back to another edition of Farm Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mr. Moose. And welcome back to Court Farms. It's been a while since we've been on here, but we are back now. Primarily, I wanted to wait until we got the new graphics card in to hopefully solve some of the problems with the little glitch and the little pops and everything. I still had them, so I ended up restarting the map and doing a couple of things different with it. It seems like maybe they're gone, though every once in a while I get one or two little stutters. So it's not perfect, but it is working. So anyways, we're gonna get going today. We got a little bit of plowing we're gonna do to get us started today, as well as we're gonna gather up some straw and things like that and get going. So let's go ahead and get our fence fired up and get our IC turned off so that we can get moving. Alrighty. We'll roll over here, pick up our plow, and we're going to go over and start plowing some of the fields that we've already harvested. You know, we started off with a field that was full of straw, so that needs to be replowed. And then also we've got our fields over that we harvested the canola out of. That needs to be done as well. So today we're going to use the chisel plow. Just break the ground up, then we'll roll back through it with the we'll use the chisel plow to get started, and then we'll roll back through everything with the cultivator to get everything smoothed out, and then we'll go from there. So that's the game plan anyways. Get pulled out of here. And you notice we are playing on Ultra, which means now we have mirrors on this thing, which is kind of nice on this farm. We don't get mirrors on Manchester because they're turned off by default within the server. So anyways, we're going to head over to where we've been working and harvesting. Start cleaning those fields up so that we can replant those. We'll set this guy up with hired help, and then while he's plowing, I'm going to come back and get the smaller fence, and we're going to hook that up to the forage wagon, pick up some straw, and maybe set up some cattle. But mainly I want to set up the I want to just get the straw out of the field so that we can go do the harvest on it, or I mean do the plowing on it. I gotta find my words. We also need to mow some grass and make some hay bales. We've got silage cooking, and we've got plenty of straw bales. I'm gonna limit the amount of straw that I bale up at a time, just for frames issues. You know, I don't want my frame rates all over the world, and I want to keep the video really nice and clean and be in control. So all right, so we're in here and we want to go ahead and set up course play on this. We'll go ahead and scan the field, since this will be the first time that we've ever worked in this field. So just scan the field, make sure that course play has it. It does look like it's got it. Yeah, it's got a look on it. That's cool. This one won't be too hard for it to plow up. So let's go ahead and set everything up then. Since we got that, I'm not going to worry about going anywhere with it. I'm going to go ahead and set her into field work mode. We're going to calculate this up. We are in field number 2. So let's go to 2. Our working width on this thing, I think, is 9 meters. Let's double check that in the store real quick. So we go under plows, and this is the chisel plow here, or a ripper, and it does not have a width on it. So the other way I can figure out the width is I can get out of course play. Let me drive forward to get this thing straightened up, go into GPS, and I can go ahead and go into automatic. And it says it's 7.2 on that, but it does look a little thin. We'll go with 7 meters on it. We'll call it 7 meters. So we'll get rid of course play, and we'll go in here. We'll say field 7, excuse me, field 2 at 7 meters. There we go. And we're going to start down here working. Such an odd shaped field. It may not take long for it to work, but let's say we're starting in the south. Let's call that southwest. What do you think? Where's the best way to start on this one? Let's say we're starting in the southeast. So let's say southeast. And we're going to be headed to the west. And I want to go ahead and give myself a couple of headlands and then let it plow from there. That's really not a good idea there, Moosey. How about we start and go north, because that'll be better. That's not a good one either. It's just not going to be a good path any way I go about it. So we'll just go that way, and we'll go counterclockwise on our headland since we're starting over that area. Tell you what, southwest headed north, clockwise. Let's generate that path. Take a look at what it looks like. It starts up here, goes around a couple of times, and then works its way over to here. Yeah, I can deal with that. That'll work. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of that. It's not really that bad of a field. Go ahead and start plowing a little bit as we work our way up there. All right, we'll set that on its way. Let it do its thing. We can always come back and clear up anything later on down the road with it. That'll get this plowed up for us. Then we'll come back in and start setting up. We'll run the cultivator through it one time, fertilize it, and be ready to plant. I still have the soul mod out from where I took it out from Manchester. I'm not really going to worry about it right now. I'm probably going a week without it, and then we'll put it in on both fields and go from there. So just to get us started. Nice round corner there. That worked out good. Missed a little bit right there, but I'm not going to sweat it. All right, so what else we got to work on? We got this guy here. This is the one we want to get into. Get it fired up. Break off. All right. So the first thing I want to do is grab the windrower, and we're going to windrow everything, and then we'll come back and grab the Bergman, and we'll go collect up the rest of the straw out of that field. I think this smaller unit will do okay. It's not going to fly, but it should do pretty good for us. There we go. Hook up, and we'll be ready to roll. I doubt I do. I need to buy a new header trailer. I did go ahead and reset the header over here to the field. If y'all remember the last time, the trailer that I had was just jumping all over the place. And so I ended up selling it off, resetting the header over here to the farm. And so we've got that there. We'll yeah, we'll eventually get over there and get all that reset. The corn header is on the harvester over at the cornfield, waiting on it to ripen up. So not gonna really sweat all that right now. We're gonna jump across here. We're going to, like I said, we're gonna windrow up this. Our windrower put down. We'll run up through here. Start raking this. I think what I'm going to do is just rake this end and then go lengthwise up and down the field, because it is longer going north and south. So we'll just kind of make our turn here, get set up here. And what I want to do is, just so I keep straight lines, I am going to go ahead and set up my GPS. It just helps out to make sure everything's nice and straight. And let's see what we do about this. Maybe twist it a little bit that direction. It looks pretty good. I'll get rid of my offset. I don't need it. That would be good. And that should get us going. And it's not going to be any kind of speed record doing this, but in all honesty, you don't want to drive that fast when you're doing windrow stuff. You got all those little rake fingers down there doing it, so you don't want to be a speed. I mean, if you could go 20 miles an hour through the field, you wouldn't want to do that. You really want to, be going about 10 miles an hour right in that area. So we got a good speed going. I'm happy with it. So I'll rake it up and down, and then once I get it all done, I'll go around at one time for a perimeter run, and then we'll have it done. That way we can clean up anything that we miss doing our turns up here in the corners. There we go. Because we'll have these little bits and pieces we'll miss. Yeah, I really haven't found any sort of windrower that I like other than just using the in-game stuff. There is one wheel rake out, but it just doesn't work right. So I downloaded it. I messed with it a little bit. Didn't like it. So yeah, still hoping a wheel rake comes out one day. Would love to have one. So anyways, where are we at with this farm? We've done a little bit of harvesting. We've got some things done with it. We do need to go ahead and get the we do have a little bit of work that we need to do as far as continuing to set up so that we can do TMR, which means I've got to get some hay made. I've got the, like I said, I've got the silage making, and that'll take a day or so to cook up. That's the wrap bales that we did one night during a live stream. And I've got straw all baled up. I just don't have any hay made, so I do need to cut a little more pasture, and I need to ted that and then rake it up and bale it. So that'll be something I need to do this week. And then of course we just need to plow and reset some fields, and we need to get that going. So that's what I'm going to be working on. And then just slowly but surely working the farm. We'll take all of this that we get up, we'll gather all this up straw wise, and since we don't have any like dry storage anywhere on here, we'll just go ahead, rake this up, and go sell it at the straw sale point. That'll give us some money, and we'll continue to move on forward. That's about it. So I think as far as farm sim goes, we're gonna fluctuate between this farm, Manchester, and doing some forestry on Rockwood. Though, you know, I thought about changing the Rockwood map up a little bit. Maybe using one of FDR's maps. He's got some pretty nice little logging maps going on. So but anyways, get back into a little bit of farm sim. Like I said, I'm trying to get the channel to where I'm doing a bit more content. As you can notice, I tried to cover several things this week, and between farm sim, construction sim, maybe LSPDFR, some forestry out of farm sim, as well as project cars, and a few other games. I think that's a lot of content for the channel, and of course ATS. So I think that'll give us plenty of content. I haven't made it to where I'm doing 2 videos a day, though I would love to get to that point, to get 2 videos a day up. It's a challenge. It's something I want to get going. My problem is I'm so used to doing these hour-long videos now that it's a challenge for me to sit down and do a 30-minute video. But the LSPDFR seems to be about a 30-minute video, and I probably could make 30-minute videos on like project cars mostly. So those will work out pretty good. Forestry, I might be able to make 30-minute episodes out of, and probably the hunter, if I do some hunter episodes. Those would be like 30s. Everything else would probably be 60-minute episodes. And so yeah, I'm trying to figure it all out. Work in progress, right? So I want to say thanks to everybody who's gone over to Google Plus so far and followed me on Google Plus. I appreciate that very much. For those of you who don't know, I am trying to build up my Google Plus followers to help me out with getting verified on YouTube. In order to do that, I have to have 1,000 followers. So if you like the channel and you follow it on a regular basis, if you'll do me a favor and jump on over there to Google Plus and follow me, it would greatly be appreciated. It will help me out, help me grow the channel. So it'll get me one more step towards having all my YouTube stuff completed. And we'll go from there. So I'm recording this video Thursday night, Friday morning. There was no live stream on Thursday night. Had a little family issue I had to take care of, so I wasn't home. I wasn't able to do a live stream, and didn't get home until later in the evening. So but we will be still gonna try to get this scheduled. There's gonna be those little occasions where something pops up, but the goal is to do a live stream every night, 6 o'clock. But it just like I said, a little something come up, had to take care of it, and so we'll get back into it though. Hey, we're moving right along this field. It's not that big, so we should get it done pretty fast. And I think the last field we did, I think I was smart enough to turn the, I don't even remember what we harvested out of it, but I'm pretty sure I turned the straw off on it. So there shouldn't be any straw in that field. I know we did canola and barley. I don't remember what was in that last field. And then I know there's corn over in the one field that's sitting there cooking right now. So far so good on our plow. He hasn't run into anything yet, which is always a good thing. Curious as to how Courseplay handles field number 4, seeing as there's a road that goes right up the middle of it. I don't know if that's in 2 sections or what, but it'll be interesting to see how that's handled. It probably just tries to plow the road and then won't, because the road is set up as I don't have allowed to create fields on, so it probably will just drive over the road and not try to plow it. It'll be curious as to how that works. May end up being something I have to do myself, you know. I could have automated this and gone over to plow, now that I think about it. I could have automated this and then automated the straw pickup. But I thought I would do it myself. So we'll use the John Deere equipment over on Manchester now, and then here on Court Farms, this is primarily going to be Fenton class. I am going to buy a class Jaguar and use that for the doing all of our chaff harvesting, forage harvesting. And like I said, I do plan on running the soul mod. I may put them back in tomorrow. I don't know. I just got in here and playing, and I'm just kind of messing around with everything right now. Just seeing how the new video card's going to handle all the different maps. And I thought, well, I got it taken out for Manchester. I'll run this without it for a couple of days and then go from there. Alright, so we'll make our turn here. We've still got a little bit more that we can get before we do a perimeter run. Okay, what, we'll grab this and then we'll start our perimeter, and we'll end up right over there. Alright, so I'll go ahead and go manual now. And we'll just run with the outside rake right on the grass line. And the reason I do it like this is so that when I get on these, when I do my up and down, you see how it leaves that hook or that semicircle right there. You can't really pick stuff up with the forage wagon in turns really well, and you can't get all of it. So by going through like this and doing my headland at the very end, it takes all those little round parts out and leaves me with good straight lines that I can use um, in the end, except for where I hose it up there. A little bit of an issue right there I'll have to deal with. All right. We need to do this area right now. Run back up here to the top and we'll get it cleaned up and we'll be done. We can go get the forage harvester or the forage wagon, bring it over and pick all this up and get it to the sell point and make a coin. All right, run across here, grab all this real quick. All right, it should be good. Come on, Lucy, quit driving like a drunk man. Oh, I'm swerving everywhere. All right, raise that on up. Disengage that. Unfold her up. And we'll head back to the farm. We'll park this. And we'll grab the forage wagon. And we'll check on our plow, see how he's doing. Tons of grass we can mow though, man. I'll tell you that. You got lots of pasture on this map. So I think we might get a whole bunch of dairy cows. I'm thinking that might be a cool thing to do, is get just a ton of dairy. I mean, we have 100 on Manchester, but I'm thinking like a ton of dairy. Would be cool. Like Mondo dairy. This might have been the wrong way to bring this thing in. Yeah, maybe we can get it to back in there easy. That little ledge right there would be an issue. All right, come on back up in there this time. That's where she should be, right there. So we'll drop that off. We'll pull forward just a hair. And back up. Grab this guy. Now we might be a little underpowered for this guy. I'm not sure. We'll try it, and then we'll if we're underpowered on it, we'll figure that out and go from there. You can always go grab the bigger fent and bring it over. I believe the straw sell point's right over there to the right, so and we'll go back through this little pasture area. So the fent has finished its work. So before we head on over, let's So we'll stop the driver. Let's see. Course play. So I'll run through all those weeds and they're right back. Yeah, you know, that's the problem with taking taking the soul mod out. After it's been running a little bit, it tends to want to stick around a little bit. All right, so we'll ease on down this little pathway here. Go ahead and get over to the canola field. I could jump through here, but yeah, there's a fence there, so no, I can't. All right. All right, well, here's the moment of truth. We'll find out how field number 4 is set up and how we're going to handle it. I wouldn't mind if it was in 2 sections and you just do section and section. Which may be the way Courseplay figures it out. Courseplay may have it sectioned out differently. So let's see what we got here. So let's see, calculate field. So it does look like it's got them each as a section. So if we leave here and we come over here and we calculate this one. All right, so they're 2 separate sections. All right. Nice. So how do I want to plow this one? I think just up and down. So if we call this the, I guess this would be the southwest corner. So instead of using the field number on this, I'm going to use the current path. I'm going to use this calculation that it's got up. So if I come in here, oh nope, that's not going to keep that. I am going to actually have to save that. Boogers. Darn it, I thought I could save that. Let's see, which one do we want this to be? Darn it, that's not gonna work for me. All right, what if we... could drive all around these sections. I could like call this one 4, and then I could drive around this one and manually enter it. Why do I do that? I'll call this one 4. So field path, and we'll say this is field number 4. So I could go ahead and calculate this one up as 4. Actually, I could come in and just redo it each time for everyone. That might be what I do. Otherwise, I'd have to drive the tractor around it all the way around and save that path and then use that path to generate my working width. So I think I'll just call it field 4 and go from there. All right, so let's start up here in this corner. So let's start in the northwest, and we're going to head to the east, and we'll just work back and forth across here. I think that'll work best. I could run up and down and then have that little bit. All right, you convinced me to do it that way. So we'll start southeast and we'll head north. And we'll go counterclockwise 2 headlands, generate course. So if we look, There's our stopping point. Our starting point should be down here if we look at the path. Yeah, we see that it's way down here in the corner. As we see the blue dart headed down there. All right, let's go ahead and get that out. Drop it down. Plowing started. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. As I cut that canola with the soul mod in, it looks at it as like overgrowth. It's not necessarily going to plow it under. I'm going to have to put soul mod back into this thing pretty quick. I'll get it back in, but I'm not gonna sweat it right now. All right, back into this guy we go. Where are we at? I gotta remember. Oh, we're heading through to go pick everything up. All right, I'm back in it. Self-adjusted back up in the seat here. As we learned the last time we were in this tractor, that your middle mouse wheel scrolling up and down moves you higher and lower in the seat. And I want to pretend I'm 8 foot tall and sitting high and mighty in the chair. All right, let's get over here. And we'll just work in reverse on this field. Let's see what we get on this. 7 miles an hour. Gonna be pretty slow goings. Well, turn that pickup off for the moment. Alright, we'll go ahead and turn on our pickup drum, get it rolling, and we will start grabbing up the straw. Get it collected and get this sold off. This field will be ready to be plowed. It is, I gotta tell you, it's nice to have mirrors again on these trucks, on these tractors. Just to be able to look behind you and see if you missed a spot or something, you know. What I have to do is drive forward here, reverse, there we go. We'll come back into this set, pick it up, there we go. All right, put more straw collected here. What else is going on? Not a whole lot so much. I will be purchasing the Homer DLC. That'll come out in March, first week of March. So I'll be getting that. So we'll be doing some sugar beet stuff with that. And messing around with the new hook wagon that's going to be coming with that. Which is basically almost the same as an IT runner, but not really. I mean, it's much like it. All right, that's that. Off to the farm we go. Our beacon's back on. Head out onto the street. But we're not really going to be on the street. We're going to be off of it mostly. We don't have traffic turned on either, so it doesn't matter. I turn my GPS off. I'm not using it right now. All right. Appreciate all the comments you guys have been giving me on the videos and let me know what's up. Yeah. Not a whole lot going on mod wise in the game. I keep looking, but there's just really not anything major that stands out. I did look at a couple of maps again today just to see if there was anything that made me want to play it more than this one. There's just not anything out there. There's a few odds and ends ones that are coming out, but nothing that really stands out and makes me go, oh, I gotta have that one, you know. Still, in my mind, there's nothing better than Manchester. Manchester, to me, still is probably the best map that's out. There'll be others that will disagree with me on that one, but hey, don't turn so fast there, buddy. There we go. There's our trigger. So we'll dump that out, make a little bit of coin, see what we get off of it. Wow, getting pretty good money for it. And real good money for it. What was that about? Yeah, 9,000 for it. That's ridiculously high. It's probably because I think I set this map up on easy. Seeing as I was going to play it with the soul mod on it, I set it up for easy. Probably the reason why I got so much money for that straw. Well, I know it's the reason why I got so much money for the straw. There's no probably about it. That's definitely the reason why. All right. I feel like I need to like slow down, look both ways, all that stuff, you know, proper driving etiquette, even though I know the traffic's turned off on the map. I know it makes the map look more, you know, active and realistic if you have traffic turned on, but I just run into issues with, it's not so much about the FPS as it is the, what is that white speck over there? Is that like something on the mountain up there? I thought it was moving for a minute. It's not so much about the FPS to me as it is just about not having tractors running into traffic. I mean, we turned the traffic on Manchester for a little bit and look what happened. We were constantly having the trucks run into traffic and run into cars and flipping cars over or flipping the trucks over, and it just was more of a headache than the traffic was worth. I mean, I like traffic, but I like the look of it. I like the feel of it on the map. It does make it that much more lived in, but yeah, as far as the standpoint of automation goes, doesn't work for me. So we'll leave the traffic turned off, because I like my automation too much. Y'all know that. Like being able to have my trucks drive from point A to point B and handle all the grain carting and all that for me without me having to do it. Give me that multiplayer aspect on single player. All right, so we're grabbing this one next. Line up on it. We won't get much of it as we're 84% full already. I'll probably get just almost got that whole row. I would have liked to have gotten the whole row. All right. Head back to the farm, sell this load, rinse and repeat. There we go. Yeah, as far as the schedule goes, though, Manchester's going to stay on Monday nights. Probably do a lot of ATS live streams. You know, keep the odd and end videos coming out during the day. And then, you know, I'll probably just mix Court Farm in with some recorded content. I might live stream it some. I need to be able to adjust these mirrors a little bit. And I know there is a mod out there I can do that with. I just never have picked it up. Again, it's always been one of those things where I worry too much about the FPS hit you take with some of these mods, so something I typically steer away from. But playing on Ultra now and having mirrors, I might actually go get it, put it in, and see if I can adjust these mirrors in some, so I can, unless there is a way to adjust the mirrors on this thing. Let's look real quick, because there, you never know with this thing, it might have them. Nope. Pick up trailer sounds. Nope. Alright, so if we jump into the extra add-on menu, 0. Oh, look at there. So keys, left control, left and right is the mirror, left turns, up and down, and then left control 2 and 4. All right, let's see if we can get rid of that. So if we come over here, come on. So if we go left control, look at that. Oh man, let's look at it the way we would. And let's pull forward a little bit so we can actually adjust this. Oh, this is awesome. All right, that's where it needs to be. So I need to take that, turn that one in a little bit. And then to do this one over here, I need to do left control, keypad 4. Is that what it is? Oh. Man, tilt it down just a little bit there. Oh, I'm in heaven now. I love this tractor. Oh, I'll do that on the other ones. Oh, I got working mirrors now. Sweet. I'm so glad I actually looked at that. How do I get rid of that again? Hit 0. There we go. Oh, man. Awesome. Awesome. Best tractor in the game. Best tractor in the game. Now if I could make my dude sit back a little bit in the seat so I wasn't sitting eating the steering wheel the whole time. Oh, that's almost... Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome to be able to see my trailer. Oh, I'm loving that. Loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. That just made my day. Man. It's the simple little things that make it good. Oh, now I'm looking just straight up on the truck. Being able to see everything. Grab this little section of straw. Nice. And I think I'll swing over here. Try and grab these two little nodes. Not that they're any considerable amount of straw. It's just that hole. It's annoying to me to see them sitting there in the field. There we go. Get lined up on that. There we go. I think at some point I'm gonna have to I really am gonna have to break down and figure out that whole free pie for track IR. I don't really want to, but I'm sitting here breaking my neck turning, trying to look out the window and first person, and it ain't working. I need a screenshot here. Oh, 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 oh. I went the wrong way. Sometimes I get my directions mixed up when I get out of the front of the cab. Take a screenshot. There we go. Maybe zoom in a little bit, get one more screenshot. There we go. Yep. All right. What is that that's moving? I think it's the top of the stupid thing. Or is it the front end of this thing? Oh, it's the trailer. It's the hood on the trailer. Forget about that thing a lot. I also forget you guys like me to drive third person quite a bit because you get to see the scenery. Sorry, I apologize. I get into that whole first person immersion thing, and yeah. Which is funny because if you've been following this channel for a long time, you know that I used to hate first person. I used to not drive it, but I've just kind of gotten used to it, and I tend to try to drive first person most of the time. But yeah, I used to drive third person on everything. I think that's another culprit of the steering wheel, though. Alrighty. Let's see where we're at. It's video's probably getting a little long, so probably what I'm gonna do, dump this load off and check on our plow, see where it's at, and probably call this an episode. And then we will we'll come back. I'll probably finish up getting all the straw out of the field, sell it off, and then we'll be ready to get going again. Well, y'all know I'm going in first person for this though, right? Now that I have mirrors. Look around here. Pull forward till I can see. Oh yeah. Oh, that is so beautiful. Oh, that is so nice. That is so wonderful to be able to do. Yep. Drop her in there. Start unloading. Nice. Nice. And this guy is just about done. Nope, he's got quite a bit to go. Yeah, it's starting to plow in under that swath. Maybe when I bring the cultivator through here, it'll get rid of the rest of it. We'll see. It is chisel plow. It is not a disc, but I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. You guys know that I like the old school plows, but a lot of you guys have been asking me, why do you plow all the time and everything else like that? I'm still gonna plow. I'm just mixing up my quote unquote plow apparatus around. We do chisel plow around here. I chisel plow some, and then, but I do a lot of disking. As I've said before, I don't really use a quote unquote cultivator. I use a disc, and on the back of it, it's got a beater bar, an egg beater, and it does what we consider soil finishing. So it's basically, you know, you smooth out your furrows and prep the ground. If you're planting something that needs to be in bedded, you know, raised up beds, then you'll come back in with a furrower that will actually pull the dirt together into mounds and set your furrows for the for planting. So if you're doing like strawberries or something like that, but for the most part, it's pretty much plow it, disc it, plant it, and that's kind of how it goes. But anyways, that's gonna do it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little bit of Court Farms, and yeah, we'll be back on it. I'm gonna run over here to the before we quit, I'm gonna run back over here to where we've got all our bales stored. Show you what I got over here. So I got all this all stacked up and looking nice and neat. And what I did was I used a bale trailer to come over here, go pick everything up out of the field, dropped them off over here on the sides, and then I came over here with a loader and stacked everything. And as you can see, everything is nice and stacked up. Ooh, it's not very good quality though. But it is silage and ready to go, so we can start doing dairy. And then I got all this straw, which is A+. That's what, 4,000. And I can't believe that went to sea. It had to have done. It must have had done when. Blah, 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 blah. It must have had to do with when I collected it and wrapped it. So, but anyways. So yeah, next video we'll continue to reset the fields, get them planted up, and we'll come over here. You know, we only cut half of this. We'll probably go cut the other half, and get some more grass picked up. We'll actually ted it and make ourselves some hay. So anyways, Thanks again for watching, guys. If you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and share the video with your friends. That helps me out tremendously. Spread the word. That's the best way you can help support the channel. If you haven't already, please jump over to my Google Plus account and follow me there. If you haven't followed me on Twitter, do it there as well. That way you can stay up to date with what time streams are starting, things of that nature. And of course, as always, if you like the channel, subscribe. And I do new videos each and every day for you guys. So thanks a lot for watching, gang. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Stay safe. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.